Hi everyone and welcome back to another lesson. Over the next few lessons, we're going to concentrate on learning about articles. In English, there are two types of articles. The definite article the and indefinite articles are un. And articles are types of determiners, so we use them in front of nouns. In general, we use the definite article when we are referring to something which is known to the other person. And we use indefinite articles when we are referring to something which is not known to the other person. In this lesson, we will first take a look at how we use the indefinite articles are, un. Let's first listen to a dialogue, and we will explain how to use the indefinite articles are, un afterwards.
There is a cat outside.
Is it an orange cat?
Yes.
It's the neighbor's cat.
Is that the cat they got last week?
Yes, they love cats.
Okay, first there was this question from person A. There is a cat outside. There is a cat outside. First, we use indefinite articles with singular countable nouns. And as mentioned already, we use the indefinite articles are or un when the noun we are referring to is not known to the other person. In this conversation, person A doesn't know that person B knows the cat outside. So he says, a cat. Additionally, when we talk about something in a more general sense, as in we're not specifying which cat, we use indefinite articles are or un. So we can say, I want a cat. I want a cat. This sentence means that I want any one cat. I'm not saying I want this cat or that cat, but just one cat of any kind. And later on in the conversation, when person B refers to the cat as the neighbor's cat, he uses the definite article the as he is specifying the cat, the neighbor's cat. We will discuss more about the definite article the in the next lesson. In terms of using the article are or un, we use are when the noun begins with a consonant sound. And cat begins with the sound k, so we say a cat. On the other hand, we use un when the noun begins with a vowel sound. So for the word apple, since it begins with the sound a, we say an apple. However, do note that some words that begin with a consonant letter can begin with a vowel sound. And some words that begin with a vowel can begin with a consonant sound. For example, in the word hour, H is silent. So it actually begins with a vowel sound. So instead of a hour, we say an hour. Similarly, although the word university begins with a vowel letter U, it actually begins with a consonant sound. So we say a university and not an university. Also in the dialogue, you heard this sentence. Is it an orange cat? Is it an orange cat? In this question, the noun phrase orange cat has the adjective orange and the noun cat. When you have a noun phrase like this, the article we use must match the beginning sound of the first word. And since orange begins with a vowel sound O, we say an orange cat and not a orange cat. Finally, when we talk about things in a more general way, as in something that applies to all, we use the noun in a plural form. Here's a sentence from the dialogue. They love cats. They love cats. This sentence means that they, the speaker's neighbors, don't just love one kind of cat, but they love all kinds of cats. They love cats in general. So instead of saying they love a cat, we say they love cats. However, do note that it is also correct to say they love a cat, but it is much more common and also more natural to say they love cats. Okay, so let's take a look at a few more example sentences. I have a fun book. Can you pass me an apple, please? He's looking for a job in marketing. In the first example sentence, the listener doesn't know which book I am talking about. So I say, I have a fun book. The second example is about one apple among many. And since we are not specifying which apple we want, we say an apple. Lastly, he is looking for any one job in marketing, not specifying which job. So we say a job in marketing. Okay, so let's now do a speaking practice of these sentences. There is a cat outside. I want a cat. Is it an orange cat? They love cats. I have a fun book. Can you pass me an apple, please? He's looking for a job in marketing. Great job, well done. Let's now do the final quiz. In the final quiz, you will see sentences with blanks, and depending on the noun after the blank, I'd like you to use the indefinite articles appropriately and say the full sentence. Okay, so if you're ready, let's begin.
You need an umbrella. He had an idea for a new business. He's taking a trip to Europe. She's wearing a red dress tonight. She's looking for an apartment. She goes to a yoga class after work.
Excellent job today, well done. Okay, so in this lesson, we learned how to use the indefinite articles are and un. Next, we have a practice lesson, so as always, do make sure to take that lesson for more speaking practice. See you soon again. Bye bye.